This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
There. I said it. And that was that. It was out. It wasn't that there was a threat of it coming out in the press or that I was worried he might find out. Not in the slightest. Weirdly, there was none of that. And if I hadn't said anything to him, to this day I'd probably still be bobbing along in my married life. But something hit me. Guilt, I suppose. Just deep, delayed guilt about what I'd stupidly done. It had been on my mind, building inside me for days, and it was actually making me feel physically ill. And as I say, I don't know why it was right then or how I managed to keep it in for all that time, but that morning, like a rent-a-ghost escapee, the thoughts just took over and it was out, never to be forgotten or hidden. Now, I've got no excuses for what I did way back then, but I have my reasons. I think for many years I felt like I'd been a bit of an imposter, that nothing I was doing was right or not quite good enough, and there were times when people told me this, and that confirmed my own self-doubts. And you know, when it's the closest to you giving you that feedback, you're going to take it to heart. And similarly, someone loving me this way was all I ever wanted, and now I'd found it. But why did everyone around me seem to be less convinced? The reality is that over the course of my relationship, I'd started to feel wrong. I felt I was wrong for being successful, wrong for being me. And everyone around me could see it. Literally everyone. You shouldn't be feeling like that. Why are you doing that? You know, that's not normal, right? But you know me. I know best. How can anyone tell me that the relationship wasn't right? He was my partner, someone I loved. They couldn't say anything, because I would have always taken his side, like I had in the past. He left. He told me it was over and that was that. You're not surprised, I get that, but I couldn't believe it, because for some stupid reason, I thought he would understand what had happened. Maybe see it as a wake-up call, a moment for reflection. I thought we could have had it out. Had it all out. Talk it all through. Truth, reconciliation, tears, hugs, hearts on sleeves. This would be the part of the film where we got closer, not further apart. All of that. Naive, probably, but I was devastated. I couldn't comprehend what was unfolding. Why had I told him? Why had I done it in the first place? I loved him. I always have done. But he left. And I couldn't rewind. I couldn't even press pause. A few days had passed and I made the decision not to go to work because I was ill with worry at this point. A few messages were exchanged, insults, understandably, but still hurtful. He'd made his mind up. After 8 years, all of the good times and everything we'd built together was gone. He was adamant, weren't up for discussion. Now, I couldn't see beyond the realisation that I was alone, and the feeling that I alone had single-handedly ruined my life, the world I'd created around him, for us. I'd completely destroyed all of it, for nothing. That feeling began to worsen and turn dark. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't talk, nothing. I couldn't watch TV or listen to music, I just couldn't do anything. I felt like I was having a stroke. I just stopped working completely. Because it's hard to go to work when everything is just foggy and dark. Mental health is a strange thing. I've always been so empathetic towards people who suffer badly from depression and anxiety. But like, shit, did people really feel that bad that they couldn't get out of bed? Don't get me wrong, I've had tough periods, especially back in 2013 after the X Factor, when I came out of Celebrity Big Brother. There were times when like my agoraphobia overwhelmed me and I physically just couldn't go anywhere on my own, but I kept going. Someone went with me in the cab, I got onto the stage, done the X Factor live tour. I'd keep going ever since. But all of a sudden now this is happening to me. And it was really, really hard to deal with. Literally hit me round the face like a baseball bat and left me fucked up. I was mentally unwell and completely unstable. I wasn't able to be reasonable anymore.